they did some kind of, we'll just read this. It goes all the way down.
How far down do it go?
Well,
That was on September 15, 2017.
Jim Dam. Do you know who that is?
What do you do?
I don't know. As your request, a management review team was organized through the Texas Association of School Business Officials for the purpose of reviewing the business office processes and procedures of GISD. In addition, we have provided recommendations in other organizational areas to maintain an efficient and effective organization. The visiting committee included selected personnel with extensive experience in the management of school district business and operations. The criteria utilized for selecting these evaluators included their expertise and professional reputation in the
Dr.
areas
Liggins.
they were asked to review. We have completed our on-site review of the areas named above. Information for this review was gathered by interviewing appropriate staff and obtaining printouts, records, and other documentation as requested by TASBO and provided by the district. All information and statistics that are reported recognize commendations and findings of the departments reviewed, as well as recommendations that could be considered for possible increases to the efficient performance. The executive summary of this report states the objectives of the evaluation. The tasks that were accomplished summarizes our findings and provides the recommendations we believe are appropriate for your consideration. The district is clearly interested in improving. Okay, so that was Tracy Ginsburg of RTSBA. All right, here's all the table of contents. List of figures. All right, first of all, executive summary.
Sound like they hired Dr. Liggins to do what he's doing. But somebody else who was investigating or working on some county shit, I don't know. This is interesting. What are you getting out of that?
Okay, so here's what they found. The budget development process does not incorporate payroll estimates created by Human Resources Department. As a result, the projected revenue shortfall will be significantly larger than originally projected once actual salaries are compared to the budget. Recommendation: the superintendent, chief financial officer, and lead HR administrator should recalculate current payroll expenditures and amend the 2017-2018 budget. Finding: the HR department does not utilize formal standards to drive campus personnel allocations. This process has resulted in inefficient staffing at campuses for multiple years and a low student-teacher ratio. The HR lead administrator should develop campus staffing allocation guidelines. The Skyward Salary Negotiations module has not been used to develop payroll projections for multiple years, including 2017. The system currently does not show the budgeted amount for salaries, and the salary amount used to estimate the appropriate budget is underestimated.
So shit was underestimated. Like I said.
And who is in control of that?
I don't know.
Ralph.
For real?
Payroll staff spends an inordinate amount of time entering overtime and compensatory time for all hourly employees, even though this information can be transferred through an automated process in the Skyward payroll module. The practice can easily result in human error and ongoing budget implications. So what that says is payroll is manually doing overtime and comp time when it could be done through Skyward. Recommendation: payroll staff should contact the Skyward Finance Support Center to request assistance in uploading true time, overtime, and comp time to the payroll module. The SkyDoc video titled blah 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 may also provide. Findings: roles are not clearly defined between HR and the business office. Several tasks that appear to be payroll processing functions are the responsibility of HR. This misalignment creates insufficient controls and improper segregation of duties with Skyward Finance System. This lack of clarity has also resulted in many necessary tasks being left undone by either department. The Chief Financial Officer and Human Resource Lead Administrator, Ralph, should join forces to identify activities that cross departmental lines. For those areas of responsibility that need to be shared, specific procedures should be implemented to ensure there are no redundancies in effort. There's no protocol or schedule to determine salaries for new employees. The HR lead administrator should develop pay grade. Okay. There is a history of multiple errors in PEMS data resulting in inaccurate payment and funding to the district.
Say that again. Where are you at?
There is a history of multiple errors in PEMS data resulting in inaccurate payment and funding to the district. Errors include proper identification of students, student subgroups, student attendance, employees, and courses. Additionally, there has been miscoding of proper funding sources, such as grant sources, including federal title funds and private grant revenues. So basically, they found a lot of things that Ralph was doing and the payroll department.
Tana, how the fuck did I get a teacher retirement check? I remember them coming to me with the paper. I think it was James. It was at the 6th grade center, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know where it was, but I remember somebody giving me this paper, and I was like, "What is this?" And they said, "Oh, it's a teacher retirement check because you're full time now." So at the end of the year or whenever, if you want to draw this out, you can. You know what I'm saying? Or after years of work or whatever, you could, if you want to draw this out of here. And you can, pretty much. If we're going to take out of your check or whatever, is that how it goes? They take out of yours or whatever and put back for a teacher retirement check. Mm-hmm. Am I qualified for that? Was I really qualified for that? Because they asked me about that. They said, we have the files of where you, where a check with your name on it was deposited into Ralph's account. And I had to explain to them what had happened. And I think you was even with me around this time, but I think it was that teacher retirement check too. Remember when I couldn't cash that check because I didn't have a bank account or a card? It was some reason why I couldn't cash that check, and they was telling me I would have to, a way that I could cash it was to deposit it into someone else's account. Have you never heard of that? Mm-hmm. So that's how it goes? Mm-hmm. Okay, well they asked me about that because I deposited a check into Ralph's account and he gave me all my money. They asked me, did you give him anything back? I was like, no, I just I couldn't cash it, so he did it for me. Pretty much, we had to go deposit it into his account and he gave me my money. They asked me about this.
to write that down.
It's recording.
This is what I saw. Read this.
Number 5, the business office does not review vacant, repurposed, or new positions for proper finding. Any position charges have historically been handled by the superintendent of Human Resource Department. Additionally, the form used to document approval for position changes does not have a place to include the budget code to which the position is charged. Okay. The form is... What is that saying? This process has left a void and the CFO is not able to assess the impact of changes to the budget, and many positions have been incorrectly coded or not included in the budget. Thus, the budget inaccurately reflects the district's financial position. That's pretty much what you were saying. Somebody didn't receive this letter or didn't do the right thing with it, didn't make sure it got where it needed to go.
There's no policy, no protocol. No, okay, once this is handed to you, then it goes here, then it goes there, then it's filed here, then it stays here. There's no protocol. There's no policy for that. I don't know what they've done in the past, if it's just, hey, if you get a resignation letter, let me know.
But clearly there's no something.
Yeah. So,
So this been happening and still was happening. Right? Because they said it still was happening, it's still happening. So this been happening and still was happening when Ralph wasn't there.
well, this was made September of 2017. This is Ralph.
I know, but while Ralph wasn't there, people were still getting overpaid. Why? Because you just said it. Because they just don't have no fucking protocol, whatever that means. Right? So Ralph, lawyer, I see what Ralph was saying this day now when he was telling me my lawyer is confident in that they have found some people being overpaid still to this day. Now that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe he asked me if I'm scared though. But we really innocent. I think we're innocent, and we need to go ahead and go and get this car payment done because I'm running out and I got to get to Tyler. I got to keep my brain clicking. I never saw all this shit right here. Right. And it's important that I'm seeing it right. I need to be reading it though.
Here we go. The business department purchasing and accounts payable processes should be reviewed to ensure that adequate separation of duties are present. The purchasing and payment process should include several layers of segregation of duties. However, the purchasing agent has the authority to add vendors, input requisitions, submit invoices for payment, and print checks. This level of unmonitored access creates a control weakness that jeopardizes the security of district assets.
What does that mean?
One person is able to do all those things without anybody checking it.
Like what? Go in and put the resignation letter in and take your name off the list.
Giving a special ed teacher at Carver $500 worth of material. Also, writing a check to Tevin Brookins in $1,500. Also, adding benefits to so-and-so's profile. Also, I mean,
Any of those teachers could have got on there and did
one
that.
person's responsibility and it's not checked. Like if I had that much responsibility with the state's money, there should be somebody checking my ass, making sure it goes to the right places. She just wants your attention. Damn. Just hug her or something. Thank you. Ralph was compliant with all of this, and he answered them correctly. I mean, I'm sure he answered them truthfully, but their findings are showing that there's a lot of basically GISD, it has Skyward to do a lot of the things that the HR department, payroll department were doing by hand. They didn't depend on Skyward to do it. They manually did it. They put it, they went old school, if you will. Like, didn't want the computer to be the one to generate everything. They made it to where not only did they look into Skyward, but they were able to do things without Skyward's in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
In case someone was over them was tampering with Skyward. I don't know. Say, what are you trying to say?
Okay.
Break that down.
See if I can-
I get what you're saying. I just need you to break it down for the audience. That's what it is.
okay, let's say, do you remember your Skyward login?
Brookins T. Yeah, I do remember my Skyward login. You probably could log in that number. They take you off after you ain't working now. I think. I remember
You
it.
said Brookins.
T.
That's what mine said too.
No, mean I wasn't in there. No, it's fine.
No, you just don't have access now. Employee. Okay, I just wanted to check that.
Mm.
Okay, so what we can do is we can call Skyward and see if they can give you any. I think you should do these things. I think you should call Skyward's customer service or whatever and ask them for how far back they can go with employee records and what they can download for you during this time frame, okay? Also, I think...
Well, we clearly know what happened. I resigned and someone must have didn't put my paperwork in, and it caused me to still receive paychecks. But also other people too, though, who they say paid their money back, but that shit's still going on. Thing is they saying Ralph is responsible, and he should have caught on to it when he realized I wasn't supposed to be getting the check, because they say, oh, you should have known. This was a live fucking paper check in your face. You should have known.
I think we should go to your mom's definitely and look in that file cabinet and see what, I think that letter, even your paycheck stubs for the teacher retirement, there might just be some information in there. Anyway, I would like for you to call GISD today, and without telling your name, say what is the process for getting my file, my employee file.
Mm-hmm.
Or asking, I can call them and I can get all the information. Okay? And then whatever they say, you do it. On what side? Here's a better side.
I see what they trying to say, Tana. I see what conclusion they coming down to. They trying to make it seem like, yeah, me and Ralph stole some money from the school district, and just somehow and I was like, I ain't paying that shit back once we got caught. But that ain't the case at all. But I get how they trying to put that together. And that's why I'm wondering, is Ralph really responsible for that? And because I don't know, like I said, if he did steal some money, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know he stole that shit. And shit, I didn't know he knew I was supposed to be getting checks and it wasn't.
No, and throwing you under the bus.
Pretty much throwing me under the bus, yeah.
You see another white sock under the bed or something? No.
I used to tell Ralph, Tana, and I done told you before. I done said it many a times, and I tell Ralph. I used to tell Ralph all the time, I don't want to mess this teaching career, this teaching shit up. Don't you know I'm positioned in Greenville right now where I can go work at any campus. I can serve at any campus I want for the rest of my life on my time if I just resign right now. And this was before anything. And Ralph used to, I swear to God, I was desperate. I told Ralph, I make enough money. I can serve 2 days a week, 1 day a week. If I want to, do this ACE program and pay my rent, and you know it, and I'll be good out here. And he kept telling me, keep working. Keep working. Why would you know you don't want to do that. You keep working. And I listened to him, and I kept working. When I wanted to start working, and I told them, because everybody keep trying to get me fired, it's gonna come down to the day where they gonna be blaming me for some bullshit, and then I ain't gonna never be able to work to be a teacher again, or work this easy. I saw what it was. I could go sub anywhere. That shit is like great, $100 a day. And where I was living, I could sub 3 days a month and pay my rent. Type shit, you know what I mean? Okay, and I was telling him, dude, just let me resign. I don't need to keep working here. These people act funny, they don't like me, they act like they're trying to get me fired and everything else. And he refused to let me quit that fucking job. I swear. kept saying, nah, you need to keep working here. You like your job. You make good money. And I stayed there. And then this shit happened. And I was telling somebody this in jail, but do I regret it? Nah, but right now, the way it sounded, I should have quit that fucking job when I was telling myself, go ahead and get up out of here. And Ralph kept telling me, nah, stay. I mean, I had a logical reason. I could sub 2 times a day, go to college, work this little ace after school, and be good. And he kept telling me, nah, keep working this job. I swear to God, now that's starting to disturb me, because it seemed like Ralph knew something. And just because Ralph, like I said, if somebody did steal something, and I ain't stole nothing. Anything, I accepted something. Same thing everybody else accepted too, though. Mine just came on the. That's why they after out. If anything, I accepted the same shit everybody else accepted. Mine just came on the on the paycheck because I lost my card. You know what I mean? So if anything, I accepted. It's clear. I ain't stole shit. I ain't that nothing. If I'm on my case, and that's what I'm gonna stand on. If anything, I accepted something, but I didn't know it was stole. But when I found out it was, they gonna be like, oh, you was like, I ain't gonna pay this, but I did though. And they gonna say, oh, I need to see that conversation. They gonna try to get Officer Rodriguez a lie or whatever. And it's gonna come down to, well, what all did I want from you? I sat in jail, and they gonna say that ain't enough. They really gonna try to fuck me over. And I had nothing to do with nothing. And so what I need to do is document Ralph right now admitting that, because it's clear I don't know what the fuck, and I can start asking him questions now, like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what really happened? Because I don't know nothing. And if you really like did this, you need to let me know shit. Because at this point in time, I hear what these rappers be talking about, and I can't trust Ralph either. I can't trust Ralph right now. If somebody trying to save his own ass, somehow I can't trust him. Because I'm innocent as fuck. And like I said, I did used to wonder. I was surprised. I can't say I wasn't, like, damn, I got a check. But that motherfucker cashed. This is what they gonna say, but y'all was closed. How do we know y'all didn't talk this or da-da-da-da? It never happened. But you see where I'm at with it right now? Thing is I didn't add up this check. I didn't look at nothing on the computer and do none of that. I didn't say he's done, but here's some time she's added. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's that part. I don't know what the fuck happened. I wasn't there for the discussion, the plot, or whatever it may have been. When all these people had got overpaid, I just know they single me out because. You hear me? I know they single me out. They single me out because, and they got it all down to make it make sense. They single me out because I was picking up a paper check, and Ralph even gave me one. The person who was supposed to catch all this is how they feel. And then they got me like, oh, I ain't paying this shit back. They got me fucked up, so they feel like they got a case. Y'all stole this money. Y'all was trying to steal this money, and possibly you kicked Ralph something back, or that's how they feel.
When was your last day to work for them?
I don't even remember. In April something, I'll just guess, April 4th, I don't know, 2017.
You didn't get a check at all during the summer?
I think I got paid all during the summer, and school started back, and I think I got paid. I got a check, and I got 2 checks in October, and I think I got one, and I know I got a check, I think, in September. I was telling myself, this is like rollover minutes. You didn't get it all, and it's just coming all back to you. You know what I mean? And shit, that's how I looked at it. And So I really just don't know what's going on, but it sounds like Ralph should, right?
Yeah.
Or do. And if I don't go in there and present this how I really feel, and I don't know best friend he didn't do it, I'm really disturbed right now. You know what I'm saying? They gonna try to hang me with them, right? And that's where we at right now. Ralph need to be questioned, cause what the fuck, right? And like I said and wrote down and in the my speech last night, I ain't stole shit. I'm not the kid. I mean, I'm not that. You didn't. You gotta ask questions first for when I bring you back this money. You know what I'm saying? When I bring you back your phone, don't just hit me in the mouth. You gotta ask questions first. Don't just say I stole your phone. Fred, the dude that pulled the knife out on me, his name was Fred.
Yep.
So and this is what I gotta say right here. Hey, I accept it just like everybody else would have. But did I steal it? Hell no. And when when I find out this shit's wrong, when they told me, hey, come get in this car because you don't, this is gonna be a good decision for you. Come get in this car and ask this question, Mr. Brookins, and get this off of you. This gonna turn out good for you. I told myself, yep, let me go ahead and go. Something must be going on. You know what I mean? So, and now at this point, I am wondering about Ralph. What the fuck? What did you do? I didn't ask you to do it. I didn't know you did it. I believed you when you told me that they after you. Dr. Liggins trying to set you up. I mean, but everybody was telling me these kind of things. You gotta watch Ralph. That's crazy. That's some shit. That's some shit right there. And after that meeting he knew I had with the Attorney General, he asked me, are you scared? He should be. It seemed like, right. And with me being buddy, telling him I don't believe he did it, telling people I don't believe he did it, still, after right now, they gonna throw me down with him. And I honestly don't feel that way right now. I can't lie. I feel like Ralph is responsible. With everything I just read that I ain't never read before, you know what I'm saying? What you think? It's on Ralph, ain't it?
A lot of it is. He knows something.
He knows something.
We gotta take.
Let's go. Let's just go. She can ride with us to Green. Let's go. Yeah, man. Ralph knows something. It seemed like. And even through me, it seemed like he tried to throw somebody on the bus with him. But that ain't that. I don't know what it was. If anything, he didn't expect to get caught.
No.
You know what I mean? But he really responsible for what happened. If it happened like that, I mean, shit. The way I'm reading, the way he got it right now, shit. It sounds like Ralph was responsible for that, and they gonna try to say he was doing it for me.
Yeah, but you didn't know.
I didn't know. I didn't need it. Didn't ask for it or none of that. And still, though, they still could have waited on something And it sucks because Ralph fell for it. He really stepped out of line for once, and they got us. They got his ass, and able to cover up their whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Able to cover up what they've been doing. Or able to make some. I don't know. Maybe they. What if the 54 million shit don't even exist? You know what I'm saying? And just what Ralph did, he did. This part right here. You know what I'm saying? This is trial right here, and you wouldn't know what to do. See what I mean? That's what we doing this for. This is trial, and they gonna come with it, and they plan is to prosecute right there. You get what I'm saying? That shit suck, right? I've been set up. And possibly not. Ralph threw me under the fucking bus.
Here's another thing you need to see.
If I don't admit that Ralph wrong, I didn't know nothing about it. And I gotta have that proved. Ralph gotta take responsibility. Like, this is real shit. Or they gonna try to throw me on under the wheel. Right in Greenville? Oh, goodness.
This is the Greenville's manual on how things are supposed to go. Payroll. Resignations. When an employee resigns, please email the Human Resource and Payroll Department immediately. Final payoff calculations will not be determined until written notice is submitted to the Human Resources Department and forwarded to the payroll. So it had to go to Ralph first, and then Ralph handed it over to the chief payroll person.
And payroll saying that Ralph told them to write that check. She said, what if yeah, we're asking payroll questions about it. What if they tell us that, she said, what if I tell you that they told us Ralph told them to write the check? Would you believe me?
For what reason? Other than just to give you an extra.
What did he get out of this?
Right.
And that's why they, what do they think he got out of this? And that's why they keep asking about a kickback. And if I say no, I haven't gave him any kickback, and I haven't, they have to consider those other people that were overpaid.
There was also another,
And that's what they also don't want to do. Because they want Ralph. If they gonna throw me under the bus with them, I swear I get it. They trying to get me. And I haven't done nothing wrong. They just tired. Oh, and they even said this. It's like you get away with everything and other people didn't. Remember I told you that? That's what it is. They think this is something. This is what they're talking about. Ralph probably tried to favor me on some shit. Is how they feel. And I'm going to get away with it. And they don't want me to get away with it because they're going to have to consider all those other people that they haven't did anything with. But said they paid it back. Well, I did too, though. So what are they trying to hang over my head? Why you didn't call immediately? Why you posted shit like I ain't paying them back?
because I'll say it, I was young and dumb.
I even told them that. I was like, fuck that. But like I said, but the facts are shit. And still, the moment they came and told me, Mr. Brookins, this is what you need to do. I'm telling you, bro, you need to get in this car, come talk to these people, and get your name clear from what might be going on. I hopped in that motherfucker, and they better have that video of me in that car and all that. You know what I'm saying? And that phone call, if we can ever get it, Fed's supposed to be able to trace calls, be able to get all that. You know what I'm saying? All that shit though, like for real, put them on a lie detector test, whatever it is. I should beat my case, like at the end of the day, but I see how they will try to cut it short, cut me off, and all that, and try to fuck me. That's why I say I gotta go in there with a hell of a presentation before they open, before anything. I gotta let it be known. All this, I don't know shit. If he did, Ralph, if you did that, bro, you know I didn't know. I didn't need you to do that. I hope you didn't do that. And all that. I hope it went down like this and they're responsible. It was their mistake or whatever. As far as my brand, but shit, they want me to point the finger at Ralph, say he did it. That's what they want me to do. But that's just life. That's what it is right now. And that Ralph tried to do something for me is what it seemed like to them. And they would have had to consider everybody else. And they not even doing that though, because me and Ralph was close, they feel like, so they just trying to squeeze something out of me. And if I beat this, which they gonna try to make it impossible, then they gonna have to consider they gonna have to go ask all those other people, well, did you give him a kickback? Why did he do it? How did he pay himself? It had to be Tevin Brookins. This is how they feel. Something had to be with Tevin Brookins. The paper check. Ralph even took it to him. He should have known.
Why didn't you have direct deposit?
Because I lost my pay card. And if I wanted to get paid on time, I had to put a notice in and sign this piece of paper 3 days before payday to make sure because it took 3 days for some reason for a pay. No, it took 5 business days for the pay card to come in, but still 3 days notice. I had to put in a 3-day notice if I wanted my check on payday. You get what I'm saying? Paper check on payday is how it usually had been during the school year, because I have lost pay cards multiple times and went to go pick up a paycheck before the 5-day wait. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm like, hey, fuck it, I lost my card, I need a paper check. I would have to let somebody know, and if I put that in on the day I got paid, then I would have to wait 3 days for the paper check. So I would put it in the 3 days before. I had been lost my card. I put this shit in 3 days before to make sure I get a paper check that day. In the summertime, it just so happened to be that way right before summer was over with. I lost my pay card. And I had to tell them, hey, I'm gonna need it. It was probably like the last couple times where it was probably like right at the last time it seemed like too. I lost my pay card and I was like, hey, I'm gonna need a paper check. And all I know is I went up there to get my paper check, and that's just what it was.
But this was after you had already resigned.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to figure this out too. But I was getting paper checks because I just know I was getting paper checks because I lost my pay card, and I was getting them in the summer too. They was telling me, hey, Mr. Brookins, you got a check up here, come get it. You got a check up here, come get it. You got a check up here, come. But I already knew I had to check all during the summer. What they're trying to say is that when the summer started, when school started, and when school started, I wasn't supposed to be receiving any checks, period. Everybody else shit was obviously just hitting their pay card, is my statement. It would have hit my pay card too had I not lost my card and had to go pick up these paychecks. And they're like, well, damn, this shit could still be going to this day had Tevin Brookins never had a paper check. And Ralph even took him that paper check. He should have known. Something's not right. He don't work here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm putting together. That's how they feel. I'm thinking rollover time, rollover money. They owe me this shit too, and never that Ralph is like doing that shit. It never even crossed my mind till now, and Ralph is a good person, and I never asked him to do that. And he not taking responsibility for it neither. I don't even know. I'm like stuck right now with how far I done got up to this case. And it's like I see why they've said indict them. Ralph knows something, and he got me under the bus with him. And what he gonna? I was just trying to help you. No, I didn't even ask you for. You see what I mean? That's make that like. That's gonna be like, oh, Tevin, you a hoe. I don't know nothing about that shit. You feel me? Like, for real, I didn't ask him to do it. I didn't know he was doing it. And I'm really disturbed right now. Because I see what they're trying to say. You do too, right? Yep. Ralph is responsible for that. And he gonna have to man up to it and leave me the fuck out of it. And that's gonna suck. Because how he feel, if this is the case, he was just trying to help me. No, man. And with me talking like this, no. And that's for it. I didn't need that. I didn't kick him back no money. Right in Ralph's face, too. They gonna have to consider, well, how did he pay himself out of this? Why did he do this? Who kicked? They gotta consider those other people. They got overpaid now. Right?
Had you already,
Damn, this sucks. I see what the fuck they. And what she said. We just need to make sure you keep coming to court. They think they got they. I don't know, this shit on Ralph. It really seemed like they got something on them. All this shit you showing me, this professional document typed up ass. I ain't never seen that shit. It's saying it right there. I ain't never saw this shit. Ralph responsible.
read that.
This is what she did. This is what Miss T-Lon did for me. Ain't that what I told you? If an employee is unable to clock in or out because of time clock malfunctioning, it is the employee's responsibility to immediately inform the campus department timekeeper or secretary, whatever it is, secretary, immediately. In this situation, the campus department timekeeper, whoever, will manually key in the employee's time. That's what Miss T-Lon was doing for me. At this time, the timekeeper should submit a work order to the technology department for clock repair. Yes, that's what Miss T-Lon was doing for me.
Right now, is it possible that Mr. Evans and that lady or whatever could be part of the setup in order to make it look like Ralph was doing whatever? Because the last
This don't have nothing to do with timesheets. And if it got something to do with timesheets, it's somebody saying, hey, add these timesheets to payroll. To this or something. I don't even know how the timesheets have something to do with it. Or it could possibly be, like I said, money they calculated up that they owed me and it rolled over because somebody didn't do my timesheet. Somebody probably didn't punch in my timesheet properly. And that could be some James Evans and Miss T-Lon shit right there. I don't know. They are asking about these timesheets though. But I just read. I got my timesheets done. Shit, and I ain't got paid for no day I wasn't there. Like I told you last night. I told them all this. I did my timesheets. I made sure they was right. Miss T-Lon made sure they was right. And we got them signed off and sent on time. And etc.
But they can do that without you knowing it.
Do what without me knowing?
Put in a timesheet.
For the next school year when I'm not there?
Yeah, because apparently this note thing This says right here,
I need to get up out of here too, baby. Should be time to go. I do not know about that shit right there.
this is it.
What?
Payroll staff spends an inordinate amount of time entering overtime and comp time for all hourly employees, even though this information can be transferred through an automated process in the Skyward. This process also creates more work for supervisors due to them having to manually approve and sign timesheets, which are then forwarded to the payroll office to be manually input into the pay record.
And that's what they started doing
Yeah.
because I wasn't functioning right with the time clock. Like when I wasn't able to do it right, so they started doing my timesheet things. But no, I mean they had it.
No, somebody had a timesheet for you during those checks that you got written here. Somebody was filling out a timesheet.
What do you mean? Oh, like recently, huh? Because
No, if you got this check right here, it's because somebody read a timesheet saying that you worked from August 1st to 8th to August 12th. You worked 37 and a half hours.
whoa. So what's that about?
That's the whole thing I've been trying to tell you. You resigned in April.
Whoa, whoa. And she asking, she see that too. She wanted to look at that right there.
She has this.
She do, but damn, she wanna know what I got. But damn, what? So basically, what you're trying to say is, payroll staff spends an inordinate amount of time entering overtime and compensatory whatever comp time for all hours employees, even though this information can be transferred through and should be because of what's going on. Somebody possibly turned in some timesheets when I didn't work there.
Yes.
They wasn't on no computer. It wasn't on Sky. It wasn't like actually I punched this clock. It was something somebody wrote out.
Yes.
James Evans, Miss T-Lone, or somebody. I don't know. That is some shit though. That's some shit. That's some shit. This process also creates more work for supervisors. And that she used to tell me, Mr. Brookins, you got me working extra hard. This is what they was even telling me. When you don't do this, what the ATG and them saying. Don't you know when you didn't do it, someone else got in trouble, and then someone else was on top of them for it, and it just was a chain. It's just a lot of shit because of you, pretty much. And I was telling her, yeah, but Miss T-Lon told me she got it. Don't worry about it. She'll take care of it. But she did used to. I didn't tell them this, but she did used to always tell me, Mr. Brookins, she didn't sign in, but she loved me though. It seemed like, and she would tell me, I got it, don't worry about it. And she'd be playful sometimes and all that. But she would always tell me, Mr. Brookins, you got me overworking. I gotta stay after work today and make sure your timesheets are done. That kind of shit. So it's like, did they set me up because James Evans didn't like me for real, or what? Shit, I don't even know. I don't know what the fuck. I need you, baby. I really need you. Cause I ain't reading shit. I ain't reading none of that shit.
You've got to learn how to do that, baby.
Yeah, this is why black people are here losing.
Exactly.
They ain't reading.
Exactly.
This shit
They
crazy.
just are taking.
They just get caught off guard with that shit. They not finna catch me off guard with that shit. I'm gonna be able to answer everything. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna know how. They gonna get to know how I really feel.
signature is this. This is Dr. Liggins. So he approved your check of September 13th.
What month?
September.
Dr. Wiggins approved that shit. Where did they get it from?
9/27.
Yeah, so where did they get it from? Who typed it up?
10/13.
He's obviously saying, I didn't even see Mr. Brookins' resignation letter. So while I'm receiving these timesheets, I'm gonna sign off on this. But he knew I wasn't there because he's the one who told me I had to resign. What is that? That's the setup on Ralph. Dr. Liggins knew. He's trying to say, I'm gonna set Ralph up. And if Ralph don't act like he know, Dr. Liggins set this up. And said if Ralph act like he don't know, then we got him. He is favoring him. Right? Yeah, right there, that part. Dr. Liggins, he set this up. He came to set this up to distract the $54 million plan. Right back on that part. Yep. They don't think we smart enough to figure it out, baby. Right back on that part. That shit right there, I need to be reading. Dr. Liggins signed them fucking checks.
Now, that is not really a signature.
But
He would
it's-
not do that 5,000 times for as many employees as he has. Somebody in payroll has authorization
The stamp.
to put his,
Yeah.
Or
probably
click.
stamp. Yeah, look click or something.
so, but,
But that's his signature.
yeah.
It is some conspiracy going on. It is some conspiracy. We need our car. Let's go. Right? Come on. Where's the money? Come on, Tom. Let's go. Take the dog out there and smoke a cigarette and put it in his car and go get his car payment paid.
Look, don't be so sad.
I gotta say, yeah. I like this case, but I'm happy that I'm back to it. It's that you said, I need you, baby. I'm telling you, I really need you. I'm gonna have you on back to it. They got signed some fucking checks and everything. That shit. He even knew. He's the one who told me to resign. So that's where it comes out. He said, Ralph, he could have set this up. Like if Ralph, he had to. You can't look past that. You the one told me to resign, and you signed on the check the next school year that clearly says 37. That we do all this shit. How did that happen? Oh, I'm just a new guy. Ralph should have known. But now actually Dr. Liggins should have known. He told me to resign. If I see you in this office one more time, Mr. Brookins, I'm gonna have to let you go. And he saw me in that office one more time and told me you can either you get laid off, but just write the resignation letter. You know what I'm saying? And we let you go like that.
What would laid off mean?
Fired. You can't work for you can't work for GISD ever again. They let me resign. So, man, Dr. Liggins and Ralph got beef. Or some shit. Honestly, Rizzy Knight, he knew this. But the setup was perfect if he don't catch it though. But it's like, damn, how would he have called it if I never was picking up a paycheck? He was never supposed to catch it. If I was picking up a paycheck, I was getting overpaid just like everybody else would. No check would have ever bounced. He would have never had to bring me anything. I would have received it just like everybody else. So the mistake is somehow on Dr. Liggins, whoever didn't get my resignation letter, which it just the problem is still the dad. It's that office. It ain't me.
No. Always remember that.
I always remember that. Yeah, the problem is that
taking
is them. It ain't me. Shit, they got difficulties up there working. I don't know what the fuck they up there fighting about. But it ain't got shit to do with me. We're phone.
I just put it in there.
You didn't stop my recording, did you?
No, I didn't even know it was recording.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So yeah, that's what that is. Shit, the problem still the dad up there at the office. They got some issues going on. They ain't got shit to do with me. That part. You know what I'm saying? So hey, stay tuned in. We still cracking this shit.